Okay, this is still Frontier Open Bell, and it's a Friday. Thank God it's Friday, everyone. And of course, that takes you to the weekend, but that's your curtain raiser for the month of April. Welcome, everyone, to the Frontier Open Bell. Today, I'm boasting number five. The Nigerian market continued midweek trajectory of uptick with the shares of MTN, the biggest listed telco, by nearly 2% on Thursday. So that's taking us effectively to the weekend on the back of that earnings from that very big name. The BRVM in the West Africa here down by about 0.75%. The Egyptian market finished flattish while the Nairobi bourse went sharply lower, 1.39%, with names such as Safaricom in the red on Thursday, and investors trading very actively about 6.6 million shares of the telco giant and the shares of KCB, a group which was also actively trading about 7.2 million ordinary shares. So that gives you a summary of just scratching the surface for you on the Nairobi bourse. On the GSE, which was 0.1% better. The industrials fell yesterday, while the financials and the resources indices were in the green. Keep that in mind. So let's go straight to what's making the headlines as we start Friday business and trading day. This is the news from the DR Congo lawmakers voted to remove the country's Minister of Economy. The majority carry the vote, as the saying goes. So the minister is out of office because prices of goods and services are increasing in DR Congo. It comes just about 3 days after DR Congo was admitted as a new member of the East African Community. So let's chat to Kenya Airways. The losses for 2021 got a little bit lower, but standing around 15 billion shillings. So the bailouts, which is about 20 billion shillings, which has been expected, is now being given to Kenya Airways to keep it afloat. And that is a safety net for the cut in salaries, which is now being suspended. The initial plan was to cut salaries of staff and perhaps reduce the number of the workforce on the back of the delay in the 20 billion shillings bailout, but that has now been cleared. Good to go. That's a bit of a lifeline for this iconic airline in East Africa and across the African continent. In the meantime, the Kenya Airways says it's moving to hedge about 35% of its expected fuel needs on the back of the rising global oil prices that we're all trying to wrap our heads around. In talks in between Tanzania and the IMF for a new $700 million lending facility is ongoing. A few African countries are in bed with the IMF right now on that packages, financing package that's needed to way through the current global economic uneasy period that we live in. French Development Agency has pledged 200 million euros and opens an office in Rwanda. So from France, from Paris with love. Great. Let me check with the West Africa. Of course, Nigeria is Africa's largest oil producer. So OPEC Plus yesterday says it's pumping 432,000 barrels per day into the market from the 1st of May. The initial plan was 400,000. Now it's been raised to another by additional 32,000 barrels. 432,000 were coming from the 1st of May. OPEC and its members, OPEC and its allied members are looking to tame the raging oil prices. 1 million barrels per day is what the U.S. President Joe Biden announced on Thursday will be coming through from these U.S. Strategic Petroleum Reserves. Today, we're expecting 12 o'clock Nigerian time, or GMT, the International Energy Agency, which is the body of all consuming oil countries and countries that consume the biggest oil in the world, will have a meeting to consider their own response to oil prices surging. This morning, however, the Brent and the U.S. West Texas Intermediate futures were slightly below $100 a barrel. We'll hear from the IEA later today. Nigeria's NESD over-the-counter says it's eyeing addition of 4 special listings in the near term after the shares of Access Bank Nigeria PLC by its holdco was listed on the OTC platform, 35.3 billion ordinary shares. And the mid-cap index listed International Breweries PLC reporting about 16.4 billion naira loss for last year, but still returned some profit as it were, but there'll be no dividend to shareholders looking to rebalance its gearing ratio. That's what the company says in the latest announcement. Ghana is looking at 44.7 million euros to boost agriculture. That funding will come from the AFD, which is the Africa Finance Development, Africa Fund Development from the AFDB and the European Union. The World Bank will be disbursing about 59 billion CFA francs to Togo to develop, to support the country's development projects, while Coris Bank in Guinea-Bissau has now opened its doors for business. The opening ceremony, which was held on Wednesday, was attended by the president of the country, along with other members of the cabinet. Congratulations. Coris Bank has a very strong footprint in West, Central, and North African countries. Okay, let's talk about South Africa, where the authorities, the President Ramaphosa administration, is looking how to support the citizens from the impact of the raging oil prices rising on almost a daily basis. So the latest attempt was to make sure that Rand 50 cents will be cut off the tax that South Africans will pay when they go to the pump. That will be in effect for about 2 months until the 1st of May and see how things plays out. South Africa posted a trade deficit, trade surplus that widened to about 10.6 billion rand in February, while Standard Bank chairman Thulani is retiring from the bank after 9 years. And platinum producer Tharisa says he's buying Karo Platinum project in Zimbabwe. Of course, and finally, in Southern Africa, Zambia's inflation slows to about 13.4% in the month of March. Year-on-year basis, you look at the figure in February, that's about 14.2%. Great. Let's check in with the markets in North Africa. What's making the headlines? Egypt is Minister of Finance, Mait, is meeting with the IMF Managing Director, Christina Georgieva, for a new funding package. The Egypt Central Bank got $5 billion deposit from the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia just a few days ago. Egypt is looking to sustain the country's currency, which fell roughly 14% in devaluation last week, and now looking to stabilize things. Egypt has one of the best carry trade currency on the African continent. And Egypt and Norway have signed a new deal for green energy projects across Africa. In the meantime, Salafin is looking at reporting 6.1% growth in net banking income for the year 2021. That's about roughly 300 million dirhams. That's in Morocco, by the way. And Algeria and Italy are looking to launch a joint political, economic, and energy projects. That's a handshake across the Mediterranean to North Africa, Algeria. And that's about it for today on your Frontier Opening Bell. Enjoy the weekend, everyone. Let's get together on Monday. It's going to be the start, the first full trading day of the new month of April. Let's see how things go in the second quarter. Wish you all the best, everyone. Enjoy your weekend. I'll see you then.